It's the weight loss drug that swept Hollywood.
So some doctors are calling for more research into the side effects of very popular diabetes and weight loss drugs like Ozempic.
It is literally the hottest drug in the country right now.
Ozempic.
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 Hollywood's Ozempic craze has created some truly shocking transformations, and not all of them are success stories. Today, we're counting down the 10 most shocking celebrity Ozempic transformations that honestly went way too far. From emergencies to unrecognizable facial changes, these celebrities paid a heavy price for rapid weight loss. Some of these stories will genuinely surprise you because the media hasn't talked much about the darker side of this Hollywood trend. Before we dive into the countdown, let me know what city you're watching from and what time it is there right now. I love seeing our global audience. Let's get into these shocking transformations.
All my friends are fit and they all work out. And I was like, I saw some pictures and I was like, I got to do something.
Jon Gosselin from Jon and Kate +8 might seem like an unexpected addition to this list, but his Ozempic experience shows exactly what can go wrong when celebrities chase quick fixes. Jon managed to lose 32 pounds in just 2 months using the medication, and initially he was thrilled with the results. The transformation created this noticeably gaunt appearance around his face and neck area. He went from having a fuller, more youthful look to appearing drawn and tired. The rapid weight loss was so obvious that people started commenting on how different he looked, and not always in a good way. But here's where it gets really problematic. Jon couldn't maintain access to the medication. This happens to a lot of people who start these drugs without thinking about the long-term commitment. Ozempic isn't cheap, and insurance doesn't always cover it for weight loss. When Jon lost access to his supply, he regained all 32 pounds he had lost. Think about what this does to your face and skin. First, you lose significant facial volume very quickly, which stretches and changes your skin. Then, when you gain the weight back just as fast, your face has to readjust again. It's like inflating and deflating a balloon repeatedly. Eventually, the material doesn't bounce back the same way. Jon was open about this experience on the Tamron Hall show, with his daughter Hannah, discussing his regret about the entire process. This cycle of rapid weight loss followed by rapid weight gain can actually leave you worse off than when you started. Your metabolism gets confused, your skin loses elasticity, and Jon's story is a reminder that these medications require long-term planning that many people don't consider before starting.
She actually said, why don't you do a semaglutide, which is Ozempic. So I did that.
Emily Simpson from The Real Housewives of Orange County found herself in the middle of a social media storm that perfectly illustrates how toxic the conversation around Ozempic has become. Emily combined Ozempic use with liposuction, which created this dramatic transformation that made her look completely different. The changes to Emily's face were really striking. She went from having a fuller, rounder face to developing this more angular and drawn appearance. Her cheeks lost volume, her jawline became more pronounced, and overall she looked older and more tired than before her weight loss journey. It's that classic Ozempic face that medical experts keep warning about. The comments on her social media were brutal, with people saying she looked unrecognizable and criticizing her for not being honest from the beginning. Emily eventually revealed that she no longer looks at the scale because of how the criticism affected her. Emily's transformation highlights how combining multiple weight loss methods can amplify the facial changes. The liposuction removed fat from her body, while the Ozempic caused rapid overall weight loss, including facial volume. When you attack fat loss from multiple angles simultaneously, your face often bears the brunt because facial fat is some of the first to go and the hardest to restore naturally.
I blacked out. I don't know how it happened. I wish you had said that in the moment because it caused so much damage.
Heather Gay from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City represents something unique about the Ozempic phenomenon that most celebrities won't talk about. Heather lost between 20 to 30 pounds using Ozempic, which might not sound massive compared to others, but even this relatively modest weight loss created noticeable facial changes. Her face became more angular, her jawline more pronounced, and she developed that slightly hollowed look that's become the signature of rapid weight loss from these medications. What makes Heather's case so compelling is her brutal honesty about the results. In multiple interviews, Heather has talked about feeling less confident after losing weight. She's said that her pre-Ozempic self was braver and stronger. This is the complete opposite of what you'd expect to hear from someone who successfully lost weight. Heather has described feeling like she sold out by using the medication, and she's talked about how body positivity was all a big lie in her experience. This is coming from someone who was previously an advocate for self-acceptance. The fact that she felt pressured to use Ozempic despite her previous beliefs shows just how powerful Hollywood pressure really is. Heather has talked about how her personality actually changed after the weight loss. She feels like the version of herself that existed before Ozempic was more authentic and confident. There's something disturbing about it that can make you feel like you've lost part of your identity, along with the weight.
I had absolutely no idea that when I was going to open up about my semaglutide weight loss journey.
Gigi Gharachedaghi from Shaws of Sunset presents an interesting case because she's been very defensive about her Ozempic use while simultaneously acknowledging that societal pressure influenced her decision. Gigi dropped from 138 pounds to 110 pounds, which might not sound extreme until you realize that's a 20% reduction in her total body weight achieved very rapidly. Gigi has claimed that she avoided Ozempic Face because she regularly uses fillers and Botox, which is actually a telling statement. Think about what she's really saying here. She had to use cosmetic procedures to prevent the negative effects of her weight loss medication. That's not exactly a ringing endorsement for how healthy this transformation was. Even with the preventative cosmetic work, Gigi's face still became significantly more angular, and her overall appearance changed dramatically. She went from having a softer, more rounded facial structure to developing very sharp, pronounced features. The change is jarring when you compare recent photos to images from just a few years ago. What's particularly concerning about Gigi's situation is the weight she dropped to. At 110 pounds, she's at the very low end of what would be considered healthy for most women her height. The fact that she used medication to achieve this weight suggests that her body naturally wanted to be heavier. Gigi has been very open about refusing to hide her medication use, but she's also been dismissive of people who express concern about her transformation.
People think that I'm morbidly obese. They'll be like, it's a fact, you are obese.
But the next celebrity on our list took things to a completely different level. Barbie Ferreira from HBO's Euphoria represents one of the most shocking transformations in recent memory, especially considering her previous role as a body-positive advocate. The 27-year-old actress, who played the body-conscious teenager Kat Hernandez, underwent such a dramatic change that fans literally couldn't recognize her in new photos. Ferreira's weight loss was so extreme that social media exploded with speculation about Ozempic use. Comments flooded her Instagram with people saying things like, "Barbie Ferreira, hand me the F King Ozempic." The transformation photos went viral across multiple platforms, with fans describing her as unrecognizable. What makes Barbie's case particularly striking is how her face completely changed structure. Her once full, rounded features became sharp and angular. Her jawline became dramatically pronounced, her cheeks hollowed out, and her overall facial volume diminished significantly. The change was so dramatic that many people questioned whether it was actually the same person in recent photos. According to sources close to the actress, she lost the weight to revitalize her career and better highlight her talents after leaving Euphoria. The transformation was described as a way of saying, "Hey, this is me now," essentially rebranding herself for different types of roles beyond the body-conscious character she was known for. While she hasn't confirmed medication use, the rapid and extreme nature of the change fits the pattern we've seen with other celebrity Ozempic transformations.
I mean, there is a skinnier person inside of me.
This is your revenge dress for Sugar Bear's wedding.
It's like
Mama June Shannon from Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and From Not to Hot has one of the most complex transformation stories on this list. After initially losing over 300 pounds through gastric sleeve surgery, June looked amazing and seemed to have her life together. But then her daughter's cancer diagnosis hit, and the stress caused her to regain between 120 to 130 pounds. Instead of working with therapists or nutritionists to address the emotional eating, June turned to semaglutide injections as a quick fix. The problem is that using Ozempic after massive weight loss surgery creates this weird yo-yo effect on your face and skin. Your body has already been through one extreme transformation, and now you're putting it through another one. The results were honestly hard to look at. June's face went through dramatic changes where it would look fuller when she gained weight back, then suddenly become hollow and saggy when the Ozempic kicked in. The loose skin from her previous surgery combined with the facial volume loss from rapid weight loss created this aged, almost deflated appearance. What makes this even more troubling is that June documented a lot of this journey on social media. You could literally watch her face change week by week. The comments from fans were mixed, with many expressing genuine concern about her health rather than celebrating the weight loss. People were saying things like, "She's unrecognizable and this doesn't look healthy."
If you are on a weight loss injection medication, that it's Ozempic.
Tori Spelling's transformation is particularly striking because she's been in the public eye for decades, so we have a clear baseline for comparison. At 51, Tori tried Ozempic first, but when that didn't work for her, she switched to Mounjaro, which is an even stronger medication in the same family. The results were dramatic and honestly quite concerning. Tori's naturally round, youthful face became angular and gaunt. Her cheekbones became pronounced in a way that made her look significantly older than her actual age. The volume loss around her eyes and temples created this hollow appearance that was particularly aging. What makes Tori's case especially shocking is the comment she made about her own children not being able to recognize her in old episodes of Beverly Hills 90210. Think about how extreme a transformation has to be for your own kids to not recognize you in footage from your most famous role. That's not just weight loss. That's a fundamental change in how someone looks. The fact that regular Ozempic didn't work for her and she had to switch to an even stronger medication suggests that her body was resistant to these interventions. When someone needs increasingly powerful medications to achieve weight loss, it often indicates they're fighting against their natural biology. Tori's appearance on Dancing with the Stars showcased just how dramatic the transformation was. Viewers who hadn't seen her in a while were genuinely shocked by how different she looked. The angular facial structure and volume loss made her appear almost skeletal in some camera angles. The aging effect of her transformation is particularly notable because Tori was already dealing with natural changes that come with being in your 50s. The rapid facial volume loss amplified these age-related changes, making her look older than she would have naturally. But the top 3 transformations on our list are about to get much more shocking.
But I went up on the Ozempic this week and I had a spray tan and I got new teeth done for you.
Coming in at number 3, we have Robbie Williams, and his transformation has been so dramatic that medical experts are specifically citing him as one of the most prominent examples of Ozempic Face among male celebrities. This is significant because men typically don't experience facial volume loss as severely as women. Robbie, the 50-year-old British singer and former Take That member, used what he described as something like Ozempic for weight loss, and the results were shocking. His face became dramatically longer and more drawn, with significant hollowing under his eyes and cheeks. The changes were so pronounced that he looked like a completely different person. Dr. Sue DeCotius, a medical expert who has studied these transformations, specifically told the Mail, he looks like a totally different person. He has a longer face, which means the weight loss is definitely making him look very drawn. When medical professionals are singling out your transformation as an example of what can go wrong, that's a serious red flag. What makes Robbie's case particularly concerning is that men typically have more facial fat and muscle mass than women, which usually provides protection against the gaunt appearance these medications can cause. The fact that even with these natural advantages, Robbie still developed such severe facial changes suggests his weight loss was extremely rapid and dramatic.
Like a little side by side too, and it's like, oh, that's like, what is sweet.
Christina Aguilera's recent transformation has generated some of the most concerned fan reactions we've seen in this entire Ozempic trend. Looking at recent photos of the 44-year-old Grammy-winning pop star, it's easy to understand why people are genuinely worried for her health. While Christina hasn't officially confirmed Ozempic use, the timing and nature of her dramatic weight loss, combined with the specific facial changes she's experiencing, strongly suggest involvement with these medications. The transformation has been so rapid and extreme that it's generated serious concern across social media platforms. The changes to Christina's face are genuinely alarming. Recent photos show her with sunken eyes, prominent cheekbones, and what fans are describing as a skeletal facial structure. Her once full, youthful face has become gaunt and angular in a way that makes her look dramatically older and, frankly, unwell. The volume loss around her temples and under her eyes has created this hollow appearance that's characteristic of severe Ozempic face. What makes Christina's case particularly troubling is how rapid the change has been. Comparing photos from just 2 years ago to recent appearances shows a transformation so dramatic that some people question whether it's actually the same person. This kind of rapid facial change doesn't happen naturally. It's typically the result of very aggressive weight loss methods.
It was the worst decision I ever made. So if this is a warning to anyone, please, if you're thinking...
Taking the #1 spot is Lottie Moss. And her story is honestly the most disturbing example of how dangerous the Ozempic trend has become. Lottie, Kate Moss's 26-year-old half-sister and a model herself, didn't just experience Ozempic Face, she ended up in the hospital with seizures after what she now calls the worst decision I ever made. Here's what happened. Lottie obtained Ozempic through unofficial channels and was taking a dosage meant for people weighing over 220 pounds while she only weighed around 110 pounds. That's like taking medication designed for someone twice your size. In just 2 weeks, she dropped from 132 pounds to 116 pounds, which is an incredibly dangerous rate of weight loss. The physical changes during this period were shocking. Her face became severely hollowed, with her cheekbones jutting out dramatically and her eyes appearing sunken into her skull. She looked skeletal and aged far beyond her 26 years. Photos from this period show someone who appeared genuinely ill, not someone who had achieved healthy weight loss. Lottie has been brutally honest about her experience, documenting it on her Dream On podcast. She described the whole ordeal as terrifying and warned other people not to make the same mistake. The seizures were caused by severe dehydration, a known side effect that becomes dangerous when combined with rapid weight loss. What makes Lottie's case even more disturbing is that she's young and was already thin before starting the medication. At 26, she should have been able to handle side effects better than someone older, and her starting weight was already healthy. The fact that even a young, healthy person experienced such severe complications shows how dangerous these medications can be when misused. These 10 transformations show us that the Hollywood Ozempic trend has a much darker side than what we usually see in the media. From Lottie Moss's seizures to Christina Aguilera's shocking facial changes, these stories reveal that the pursuit of rapid weight loss can come with serious physical consequences. The common thread through all these stories is that when weight loss happens too quickly, especially in the face, the results can be aging, unhealthy, and sometimes irreversible. If this opened your eyes to the reality behind Hollywood's weight loss trends, you need to watch my video about celebrity plastic surgery disasters that went wrong. I'll link it in the description below. Trust me, those transformations will shock you even more than these Ozempic cases. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest celebrity deep dives.